Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to another episode of Papa Keith's Kitchen. Thought we'd have a little bit of fun this morning, as it's 10 below zero outside there, and I don't feel like going out there. It is colder than a well digger's crack out there this morning. 10 below zero. Whew. I was kind of hoping spring would come upon us. I was kind of looking forward to getting out to some of them sugar houses to watch them boil some of that sap. Maybe even buy some of that maple syrup for my cooking. It's delicious. Can't do too much because it's a lot of calories. Well, anyway, today I'm going to make some pizza dough. But I'm going to make extra and freeze some. So we'll see how it turns out. For the ingredients are fairly simple. I got 6 cups of flour here. I got a quarter cup of sugar. I got about a quarter cup of olive oil, the extra virgin. I like that one there. And I got various things out here for topping on my pizza when I get ready to make it. I might as well tell you what they are now. I like broccoli, so I got some broccoli. Papa Keith's famous sauce. Well, we can't have anything without that. And over here I've got some mixed cheese, some of that Mexican mix and mozzarella. And of course I like onions, so I'm going to put some onions on there. And I love them mushrooms, so I gotta have mushrooms. And just some of these hot peppers, not too many because it burns in my tongue. And got some chopped ham. And I'm going to throw a little bit of pepperoni on it. Pepperoni is pretty good. Another thing I got over here is salt. I added a couple teaspoons of salt to this mixture. And as you can see, I got a pretty good head on the beer here. Actually, it's yeast. Did I tell you that I used 3 teaspoons of yeast to put in there? And I put a little bit of warm water in there and a little bit of sugar. Yeah, pretty frothy. Hope it works out. So we're going to dump that in first. Throw it in the bottom. I'm going to run this sink a minute. Get some water kind of warmed up here because I'll need some more. I'll put in, we'll start with a couple of cups there and we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to add my sugar. And next I'm going to add the oil. Get in there. And throw in the salt. Yeah. Looks like I'm making a homemade brew there. I used to make that until one of the bottles blew up and almost put my eye out. I decided that maybe I'll just buy it out of the store. But it was powerful beer if you like beer. Being an Irishman, of course, I love beer, so I just don't drink a lot of it. But where am I here? Let me get a spatula. I'm just going to mix this in a little bit so it's all together. Stir it in. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now I want to make sure this is kind of, I'm going to add most of my flour. I'm going to leave a little bit. There, I leave a little bit. Put that on this. Make sure she's locked in. Now what do I do with that dough hook? I know I had it in my hand not long ago. Oh, here it is right in front of me. There. Now we'll put it up. And we'll put it on about a 2. We'll let it whip there a little while. Now you can freeze pizza dough. What I like to do is, of course I'll keep out the one I'm going to make, but I'll put the other ones into some freezer bags, but after they've rested for a little while, just so we got a little bit of height but not much. And I'll throw them in the freezer, take them out, and as soon as they thaw out, they'll take off again. Start adding my water. Shut that off a minute and put in my sides. There we go. Back up you go. I don't make pizza very often, but I do enjoy it because you can do so much with the tops, different things. So. But you got to have a good dough to have a good pizza. Well, that looks pretty, so I'm going to shut this off, lower it down, see if I can scrape this off my hook. When I was cooking in the Navy, I had everything was kind of automated. I had this big thing that had, I don't know, it held over 500 pounds of flour. But it mixed itself, and when it was done, I'd let it sit there into the big container, let it proof up a while, and when I could see it poking toward the top, I would take and turn it on and knock it down. Then it would go onto some conveyor belts that cut it into the right proportions, and so. But here at home, we have to do it all by hand, which is more cooking than I think in the other way. Just do it in your sleep. It's kind of automated. Same with sheet cakes and all that stuff that I was making. It was just, I'd make 60 of them huge sheet cakes at a time. There. And we had one of those bread cutting machines, so when the breads were done and cool, we just cut them all up and put them out on the line. And we kept the kitchen opened 23 hours a day to feed all those, because there were 6,000 people. And one line was serving breakfast, one line was serving lunch, and one line was serving dinner. So we had all three meals going because everybody was working different shifts. It's quite a task to put all that together. Anyway, stop my gabbing. Get back to my pizza making here. Another thing we didn't have, we ran out of fresh stuff pretty early, so we had to use this dry stuff, concentrated stuff, and then all our vegetables, but milk, you had to use powdered milk, so it could be a chore cooking sometimes. Oh yes, I like dough. I told you that once too. Let's get you out of there. That looks good. Probably need a little bit more flour on the top of this, because I need to work it a little while. Get it the way I want it. Nice elastic feel to it. That's what you really want. See how it stretches out there? So pretty. Yeah. Duck it and work it. I got a washboard down here doing laundry, don't I? I see my mother using one of them things. Then they got one of those washers that, I don't know, look like a big white tub with a roller thing on the top. I can remember my sister Bonnie was doing something and she got her arm caught in that darn rollers on the top and it pulled it through and broke her arm. Of course, I didn't like her too well at the time because she was mean to me. So I was just kind of laughing at her. She got her arm broke. But they were kind of dangerous, really. They were supposed to be designed so that they popped up and released when you get anything caught in it. But that one didn't work right. It was a second-hand one my father picked up, I think, at the dump. Well, she healed okay. She was a little bit mad at me for giggling at her, but oh well. Still love her. Alright, so how many am I going to get out of this? I don't know. I'm going to try to do maybe 4. I'm going to see here. I'm going to make them 3. Just save 2 of them for later. Now I'm going to make them into a little bit of a ball and let them rest before I put them in the freezer, but I'll put them in the bag. See how smooth and stretchy that is on the top? That's the way you want your dough. Nice and stretchy. Yeah. There's 1. See a little more flour on my hand. There's the second one. That's what I'll leave out to cook. So, need to find a bag to put those in. Right here. Now I'm going to use a little bit more flour on the top of these 2 when I put them in the bag so they don't stick as much. They're nice and warm. And use these blue bags that are freezer bags. They keep a lot better than them thin ones. You know, those sandwich things. But there's 1. We'll still let it rest a while. Now I thought, sure, yeah, I did. I got out 2 bags. And here's the second one. Now I'm going to let them rest about 10-15 minutes. This one a little bit longer. And then I'm going to roll out a pizza. And when I get that pizza cooked, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Looks like it might be a fine lunch today. Well, you folks have a great day, and thank you for watching this cooking show again. If you liked it, give me a like. If you don't, that's okay too. Later. Well, here you have it, folks. Papa Keith's homemade pizza. Mmm. Doesn't that look delicious? Yep. I ended up using all the dough to make a bigger pizza. And I'm glad I did because it turned out lovely. Still was delicious. Mushroom, broccoli, hot peppers, onions, pepperoni, lots of cheese. Yes, you want to melt in my mouth. Can't wait for lunch. Well, thank you for all watching. I'll catch y'all later.